The legend of the Bell Witch is one of the most terrifying in all of American folklore. And like most scary stories, it's rooted in some very real historical events. In 1817, a family moved from Virginia to Tennessee. Now, this family, they had a real problem. See, they were poor as church mice and their crops were failing. So they decided to move west to a cheap piece of land that had been granted to a Revolutionary War veteran. It was basically worthless because it was rumored to be cursed. Apparently Native Americans had lived there long ago, and when the white settlers came in and tried to farm the land, their crops failed and their livestock died. So, the family that we're talking about, they weren't exactly thrilled to be moving into a home that was essentially a haunted house. But hey, they were desperate. So they packed up their stuff, they loaded it on a wagon, and they started walking. They didn't have much, just a few measly cows, some pigs, and a whole bunch of chickens. But before they left, one of the daughters stayed behind in the house, and apparently she unleashed hell. Because when the family returned to the house a few weeks later, they found their daughter dead in the parlor with a noose around her neck. Now, the story goes that a witch had cursed the house, and the only way to break the curse was to find the witch and make her undo it. Now, witches were pretty hard to come by in Tennessee in the early 1800s, but the family was desperate. So they went ahead and made a blood pact, swearing to kill any witch that set foot in their home. Now, when the father of the family died a few years later, the surviving family members began hearing strange noises in the house. Things like disembodied footsteps and whispers in the night. And then one day, they found their youngest son floating down the stairs, as if he'd been pushed. Then shortly after that, their other son drowned in a nearby lake. And that's when they met the Bell Witch. Now the witch. Her name was Kate Batts, and she lived deep in the woods near the family's home. She agreed to help the family break the curse, but only if they brought her back the heart of a human. Now, this is where the story takes a dark turn. You see, in order to break the curse, the family had to kill one of their own. Now, some say that the family killed one of their daughters, while others say that it was their mentally unstable son who took his own life. Either way, they cut out her heart, and they brought it to the witch. The witch took the heart, she put it in a nearby tree, and then she disappeared, and that's when the haunting stopped. Now, some believe that the witch used the girl's heart to sustain her own life. Others believe that she planted the heart in the ground and used it to grow a special herb that would give her powers over the dead. Whatever the case, the curse was broken, and the family was free to live out the remainder of their days in peace. That is, of course, until the witch came back for her heart.